Ty Conti has facials perfect. You want to just put your foot through the TV screen. I don't know whether she's going to be able to ever work or not, but she's got great facials. Scorpio Sky did the windmilling fake punches, even worse than the other ones that I just talked about here a little while ago. I don't know why. Again, I can throw one that looks real, or I can throw 20 that come nowhere near the target and look like they got no steam behind them, and the guy's covering up, and that makes it good somehow. Dueling chants, let's go Sammy, and Sammy sucks. So, the party's over. And also the biggest heel at AEW, because he's the one that actually tells them the shit they don't want to hear, old Dan Lambert. He's on the other side of this, and the people are booing. So, the whole match, I didn't think had any oomph. They did some kind of fucked up move on the apron that almost killed them both for a break spot. And after they did it, they went to break in 5 seconds. It's like the announcer, like, oh my God, that could have killed both men. We'll be right back. You see, when they came back from the break, Sammy got up on the top turnbuckle and did a backflip off the top rope to the floor on both heels, but went in between them and landed on his face. And they fell down, and he popped up and sold nothing after he just did a backflip and landed on the ground on his fucking face. This guy, he's another one. He's a complete moron. He's got talent, and he doesn't know what to do with it. That's worse than not having it at all. Remember, when we first saw, hey, he's got talent, he's got face, he's got promo, he's good to heel. Now he's gone out of his mind, and he's complete moron. He's wasting all his talent doing stupid, monstrous shit. That's going to put him in a wheelchair. And he tried his springboard double jump cutter and slipped and fell right at the Sky's feet, and the Sky went down anyway. And then there, Todd Conti wanted a spot fight, and Sammy, the babyface, gave the heel Sky a nut shot, and then hit his finish on him. The babyface butters the heel with a nut shot and celebrates. He's getting rich-faced blue manicured by tangling tongues that are on camera looking like two anteaters. Your thoughts?
If you saw what's going on, I've never seen some rapid wrestling for a while.
And I'll tell you what, Ty's number 2 on the right side has a bad cavity that needs to be treated.
There's no question there's a better Scorpio's not winning the belt. He's back. See him as now a heel. You're saying
he is now.
Because him and Ty Conti are running after. What was they doing spring break? It's not spring break. They're dressed like it. They're crazy heel. But they're not cheering. The only thing you would cheer is if he's doing a cannonball in the air and spinning around. You'll cheer that. The TNT title has never been less. Scorpio Sky title may have been doing anything to help it. It's really lost a lot of steam since Hero. We'll see what happens. You say Dan Lambert's the biggest deal there. Dan Lambert's the male Vicky Guerrero. I don't know if there one way or another about it being after the match. I did see a promo after the match with Ethan Page. A lot of people pointed it out, he's the one guy there that, if they did want to do something, he could probably pull it off with this guy. And he could run his mouth, and I think they're kind of tired of it. It means your secondary title is not that much right now. You got to do something else. But Jim, before we get going too far, let me ask you one question at the top because it relates to the silly little opening I did there. This one was sent to cornydrivethrough@gmail.com from Jay in San Antonio. A popular topic this week. As you no doubt have heard, another wrestler's name has been vincified. This time it is Austin Theory. He will now be going by simply Theory. My question is, does Theory pass the name test? And let's get your general thoughts on a promising wrestler having his name changed all of a sudden.
Oh, my God. What? No, Theory doesn't pass a test as a name. Much less the name test. Theory is not... And, I mean, it almost begs a question mark, too, doesn't it? So that it's like theory? Like, are you...
Really?
So when you talk hypothesis from the person you're speaking to, or are you talking about a wrestler?
Here we have on the couch the Pro WrestleMania. Here is the wrestler Theory.
Because he's unproven? Is that what Wait a minute, I'm actually going to... I gotta find it. Hold on. Theatrical. They're from. They're in. Thine. Well, I've gone too far.
Where I am.
Oh, wait. I've still gone too far with therein. Theosophy. Theosophy is religious philosophy. Theosophy. Theory. The definition of theory is systematically organized knowledge, a set of assumptions or statements devised to explain a phenomenon or class of phenomena, or abstract reasoning, speculation, or a set of rules or principles for the study or practice of an art or discipline, or an assumption, conjecture.
Sounds like a wrestler.
And I mean, it's not even, they use the excuse, I guess, well, because Steve Austin pissed us off and did that to them, made Vince's knees bend the wrong way at WrestleMania, we're not going to call myself. Oh, Christ, going to crack.
How did they sell it to him? That's the question. I mean, how cheery and rosy did they try to present it like, this is a great idea. Of course we're going to do this. Well, we were just thinking, Austin. Like, what do they say? And do they present it like, this is for the best? Or they present it like, it's crazy, we know, just do it?
Well, no, I'm pretty sure most of them. I know Laurinaitis finds the silver lining in every dark cloud. He'll just smile right at you. And yes, this fucking armadillo shit tastes lovely on crackers. As a matter of fact, that's why some of the guys in TNA actually used to like when I produced their matches. Actually, in the WWF too, back in those days, because I would go to them and say, okay, look, here's what they want. Now, can we all chip in and find a way to make this palatable? But, I don't know how, in what fashion they would put the cheerful face on, we're just going to call you Theory, after we've already established you under a name, and we're not replacing your first name, we're just not giving you another one, and it doesn't make any sense to call someone Theory. If somebody thinks it sounds cool, I don't know. But again, when they get to the point, and he's being pushed heavily, but when they get to the point where he's in a main event of a pay-per-view, and just the outside advertising, like you mentioned, introduction on a news program, if nothing else, is just fucking odd. And Vince has painted himself into a corner on more than one occasion when a guy that he gave a stupid name to actually did start getting over and get over. See, H triple. Talk about that later on, maybe. But so, I don't know why they paint themselves in this position. And I don't know why he thinks that that's somehow cool. I get, someone that Cher, Madonna,
And those are first names.
Well, yes. Because, if you're famous, if you're so famous that you are known by your first name, that's more impressive than if you're so famous you're known by your last name. Nixon. But when it's not really an actual name that people would recognize as a name to begin with, and then there's no explanation or backstory as to why this is indeed your name, Vince loves it.
So how does it sound as a future WrestleMania main event? Theory versus Riddle.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, there's the corner. You just found the corner that they've painted themselves in with these guys. For whatever reason, I think he's the shits, but for whatever reason, people like Riddle. He'll be getting big matches in the future. And Theory's a prodigy. So we can see Theory versus Riddle with their...
It's like a Batman episode.
Special referee Enigma.
No, he went to AEW. They can't get the Enigma anymore.
No, AEW got Two-Face.
I thought he went to WWE. Depends who you talk to. But, yeah, I feel bad. You know what? There's a world of talent, and it's undeniable, but the name, and I think also the outfit is kind of ridiculous. I think he needs something that a little less silly, in my eyes.
A little less like he came to be a male stripper at a fucking teenage bachelorette party. I mean, they can change his clothes quicker and easier than they can change his name again, now that they've already changed it once to begin with. So that, and honestly, I hate it. He's going to be a star unless he gets injured some kind of way, or he's a mental incompetent, we don't know it, because he's just talented as all shit. But then also, the fucking thing, does he get the wrong kind of heat? Not heel heat, but teacher's pet heat from the core audience for being, Vince's project or Vince's protege or whatever he is, been to Vince on television. I'd hate to see that, where they boo him out of the building for the wrong reason, and then, because then the writers will be tempted or teased to turn him into a fucking bumbling putz, which will kill him deader than 4 o'clock. We'll see.
We will see, and of course, death is the ultimate end. You don't want that. But you do want a good night's rest.
Well, you are exactly correct on those things. Now would you like to narrow it down for me between Helix and Beam?
Oh, well, that's right. But what I meant is maybe instead of landing on a canvas in a ring that could possibly give you a staph infection, he wants to land on a cloud. That he will get, one way or another, you'll get there, but he'll be sleeping on a cloud.
He will be sleeping on a mushroom cloud of a Segway, as we've just blown that motherfucker sky high. Folks, I'll tell you this right now. We've talked so many times about our friends at Helix and the Helix mattresses, the folks at HelixSleep.com. They make a fantastic mattress that everybody should spend a fucking eternity on. Be buried on this thing. Just have them cut off a chunk of your Helix Sleep mattress and put it in the bottom of the coffin, and you'll sleep through the afterlife just as well as... You won't be spinning in your grave. Even when your children become drug addicts and your wife becomes the pool boy, you'll be sleeping good, and you'll sleep good before the afterlife and the current life. The present life on the Helix Sleep mattress, if you go to HelixSleep.com, they've got a quiz that takes 2 minutes to complete, and it matches your body type and sleep preferences to the perfect mattress for you. Soft, medium, and firm mattresses, cool-down mattresses, spinal alignment mattresses, a Helix Plus mattress for the plus-size sleepers, the McGuire twins in our audience. And you answer these questions, like I said, 2 minutes. They'll ask you, how many people do you intend to sleep with on this mattress over the course of its life? And at what sexual positions do you plan to undertake with these people? And you answer those, and then possibly, if possible, you can take pictures of yourself and your significant other having the relations on your current mattress, so they make sure they absolutely know how much stress this thing's going to be under. Oh, now, you remember taking that quiz, Brian, don't you?
There are no photos encourage you to.
What? Full payment plans. Sleep is never far away. And you can be flexible with your payments as long as you make them. If you stop making them, then they're going to get stiff with you. They're going to come and jerk you off that mattress and slap you around about the head and face, take it right out and haul it right out the front door.
No, that's not how it works.
And they'll put a sign on the front yard that says, "This motherfucker's cheap bastard didn't pay for his mattress. We repossessed his Helix." Because they treat you good. How can you treat somebody like that that treats you so good?
We must
For
all
the record, I do not believe any of that is actually how it transpires. You don't have to fear some strong men coming into your house and roughing you and your family up.
No, I didn't say they were strong men. but also, who knows? They may be some independent contractors. They may not be affiliated with Helix. They'll just pull up in a marked panel van, come in your house and take your mattress.
No one will do that. There'll be no unaffiliated strongmen coming to your house, ladies and gentlemen. But you will have a good night's sleep, and you'll sleep better knowing that no one will be coming to your house.
Yes, it will not happen until you turn your back. Folks, go to helixsleep.com/JCE because they're offering up to $200 off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows. You can put your head underneath the pillow and grip it around your ears so you don't see or hear what's going on in the world today. That's what they'll do for you. $200 off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows. Up to that for our listeners, because they're in the helixsleep.com/JCE and take that quiz and send them some pictures also. Just let them know what's going to go on this mattress, because that way they can reinforce it in the right spots.
They neither need nor want your pictures, but we thank our friends at Helix Sleep for sponsoring the show here today. This first one, a popular topic. Jim, this email sent to poorlydrive@gmail.com from Matt Osborne, Georgetown, Kentucky. Let me first say, I'm a proud member of the cult, and I use my left and right turn indicators.
Good man.
My question is about something recently said from someone, of course, Jim, you know as Stain. Here's the quote. I remember Jim Cornette sitting at Vince McMahon's living room table saying, his exact quote was, Triple H will never draw a dime in this business. Jim Cornette's exact quote. I differed, bro. I thought not only was there a lot of potential in Triple H, not only was he a great athlete, he was such a student of the game. Can Jim confirm the validity of this? What are his memories of Shitstain's opinion of Triple H?
Well, I can confirm exactly what I always confirm about Shitstain, that he's oblivious to his surroundings, and there is some germ of something in there somewhere, but as usual, because Shitstain's mind is not very fertile, it doesn't grow. For one thing, there was no Triple H at that point in time. What there was, what does Triple H stand for, Brian? It's been a long time.
It's been a while. I don't think they have used it on TV in a long time. Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Hunter Hearst Helmsley was a rich snob with his snooty nose stuck up in the air that wore Jerry Seinfeld's puffy shirt and curtsied on his entrance. That's what Triple H was in 1995, 1996, as everybody will recall that was around then. He, in WCW, was the French nobleman Jean-Paul Levesque. In 95, he went from there to WCW, and the rib was, obviously, his hometown was Greenwich, because that's where Vince lived, and Vince is a rich snob from Greenwich. And Hunter Hearst Helmsley, the Hearst was obviously William Randolph Hearst, and Helmsley was a play on Leona Helmsley, the Queen of Mean, that was huge in the New York news in the 80s as all the... What she had tried in the 90s, what she had tried for...
Tax evasion.
Tax evasion, just like all the rest of them rich billionaires. So anyway, again, it was Vince's... I'm surprised they don't have a Hunter Hearst Helmsley on NXT 2.0 right now. It was Vince's weird mid-90s fascination with these cheesy gimmicks that nobody believed. And Triple H went, before he became Triple H, went from Hunter Hearst Helmsley, the curtsying snob, to then, as he got closer to Michaels, and he got better friends with him, and he got to drop some of the affectations and mannerisms and all that stuff, they also realized that his name was nonsense. And remember, it was toward the latter part of 97, I think, and they started calling Triple H, actually, I think in the car, and Michaels and the rest of their group at the time, and they started calling him Triple H on interviews, much like Flair started calling Arn Anderson Double A back in the day, and the Triple H stuff. And now, when you think about it, but nobody really does, they're used to, okay, there's Triple H. That name makes no fucking sense whatsoever, except that he originally was a nobleman, or not a nobleman, but a rich snootyman from Greenwich, Connecticut. So beat around the bush about Shitstain. Remember, when I got on the creative team, I was before Shitstain. I came in about 2 months after Hunter Hearst Helmsley had the pig match with Henry Godwin with the pigs and the slop in the pen on pay-per-view. That's where his career was going. And I came in, and then he joined the rest of his friends in pulling the curtain call.
Damn thing's a curse.
And he got
Sometimes I think
run
maybe a
down
man is a
the
curse.
fucking car.
You're laughing
Bit by being
at me.
punished. But what dipshit, I'll change it up from Shitstain, is referring to is as if, no, neither the fucking guy in the puffy shirt and the curtsy, nor the guy in the fucking pig pen, nor really anybody named Hunter Hearst Helmsley is going to draw 15 cents in Chinese money. Because it's all been silly and stupid. But when he got in with Michaels and got under that protection, and then Russo, because he was the only one that was actually happy that they had exposed the business and made everybody pissed off and looked like a joke, he continued to be behind him. My thought was, and I told him this, Triple H, face to face, when he apologized to me for the curtain call, because as you'll recall, he had to, as part of his penance, go to everybody in the office and on the roster and apologize for being involved in the curtain call. And of course, then later on, we found out he didn't mean it. He never meant it. He was just doing that because he was told to.
He said it outright that he didn't mean it.
He said it outright that he didn't mean it. Yes, and I knew he didn't mean it, and that's why I never really cared for him after that. But I told him at the time, I said, look, you obviously have the physical tools, you've got the size, you've got the look, and you like the wrestling business. He was a big fan of Flair, etc., etc. Why did all the shit to make it phony, I don't know. But I said, just, keep your head down, don't get in trouble. The other guys didn't get punished because of who they were, and you're getting punished because you don't have any fucking pull. But you'll come out of this, and hopefully they will give you something that you can run with instead of the fucking, the curtsy. And that's always been my opinion. That was the opinion of him at start. I never said to shit stain, no, this guy will never draw a dime. I said the gimmicks they'd given him wasn't promising. And also, I stand by what I've said because I've said it a million times, which doesn't mean that he was never a draw in the business. He was never the guy. He was the guy that worked with the guy that drew the money. I'm talking about Steve Austin, Undertaker, fucking The Rock, whoever, the guy. Triple H, in my opinion, never attained the iconic status, but he was the guy that could work and could do everything and could put the match together and work with the guy that drew the fucking money. That doesn't mean that he ain't never going to draw a dime in this business. And I guarantee you, during the time that they pushed him to the moon in the WWF, if you'd put him in the main event of any other wrestling promotion's program, it would have tripled their business. But he still didn't put up Austin and Rock numbers, nor have the belovedness of the Taker or or Hulk Hogan or a few others.
No, and I think his title run in the early 2000s actually drove away a lot of fans who got a little tired of the endless monologues and Triple H destroying everyone, whether it's a top singles wrestler or tag team champions, 2-on-1, whatever it was. It got to be a bit much.
Okay, and then now, but see, that is the kind of push that they're giving to Wheeler Yuta in AEW. That kind of push worked for Triple H because he had the fucking personality and the fucking look and the size and the physique and etc. And also the right wife. But you've got to pick carefully who you give a monster push like that to, because even if they're good, a lot of times people react negatively to it if it goes on too long. But at least, sometimes it works, but you've got to be picky with who you start with.
So just to clarify before we move on, you're saying the comment you made was Hunter Hearst Helmsley will never draw money, which is different than Paul Levesque will never draw money in the wrestling business.
Exactly.
And Triple H is not a name anyone used yet.
No, Triple H, look it up, but I know it was sometime in late 97, I bet, before they started calling him Triple H. He was Hunter Hearst Helmsley for a while. So, as I said, he slowly dropped the trappings of the Hunter Hearst Helmsley thing as he got more pull and better friends that could protect him. But it was a process to get rid of that.
But speaking of something, AEW Friday night in a different time slot had AEW Rampage, and I guess if you consider the World Championship to be the top thing in AEW, a really big match for AEW, and some other stuff too. What did you think of Rampage?
This time, instead of trying to critique matches blow by blow, I just decided I was going to write down some random thoughts.
The craft of the phenomenal win.
Because the opening match was a six-man tag. Some might call it a trios match. Six-man tag team match. Billy and the Guns. They're opening Friday for Billy and the Jets. But Billy and the Guns, they're now my favorite three-man team against Moxley, Danielson, and Yuta. And the whole Blackpool Combat Club thing.
Fight Club.
Fight Combat. I thought it was Blackpool Combat Club.
I thought it was Blackpool Fight Club. Is it Combat Club?
Well, fuck. I don't look it up. Well, before I get to it again.
Okay.
Because my first thought was, I'm writing these things down. I'm trying to figure out why either one of the young guns isn't in Wheeler Yuta's spot.
You were right. It's Combat Club.
Thank you. Physically, athletically, personality-wise, they look and act like professional wrestlers. They got something. Yuta comes out there in those god-awful, and by the way, not only the god-awful tights, but he's not wearing trunks over the tights, which makes somehow it look even more like somebody's fucking ballet tights or something gone wrong. But does it pass for personality now when people allow you to be beaten insensible by all their best shit, and you come back because it's a work, and that means you have personality? Because elsewise, I'm looking at the facials, the body language. She does moves. Do you see a star here that they're going all this trouble over, and that fucking Moxley did everything to fucking hold his head on a grenade and shove it up his ass?
Yes and no. Do I see a star in the traditional sense of a star in professional wrestling? No.
Do you see a star in the traditional sense of popular?
I see a star in the sense of for the AEW audience who are into guys who, whatever you want to call it, work rate, then he could maybe fit in. As he grows older and looks a little older, hopefully he gets a different wardrobe. I think for those fans who aren't interested in the angle so much or just interested in matches where it's guys kicking the shit out of each other, and it looks really stiff because it is really stiff and these guys are feeling it, and they just want to pop up and down for the near falls. And they want to get into submissions. And he's pretty crafty in the ring, and I think for those fans he'll get over pretty big, but I don't think he has much appeal beyond that. At least right now he hasn't shown it. He hasn't shown it in the promos, he hasn't shown it in the ring, but as far as if you want to just sit back and enjoy a wrestling match in the modern sense, I can see those fans like it.
Well, other random thoughts. Bryan Danielson was fucking brilliant as the top single heel in this company. For a few weeks there, a few bright, shining weeks, he was money. You could put him in pay-per-view matches, he would move the needle. He would make a difference. If he had continued in that path, he would probably make a bigger difference in the ratings because it was so good. And now he's in a crowd, and the attention is going on Captain Blando. Somebody called him Wheeler useless. I may steal that if they keep doing this very much longer. Billy Gunn looks like Andre next to this entire roster. And it seems as good as he ever was. It's a freak. You see the flying Splash into the corner thing, the Billy Gunn stinger splash. Boom, nipple. When Billy Gunn was in the ring next to Moxley, it looked like a WWE superstar doing a special charity appearance feeding the homeless. Did you see that?
That wasn't my exact thought, but I saw what you were referencing, yes.
Colton Gunn has such a... He's got such a leap on his drop kick, he didn't take off in time on one of them. He's got to take off before the guy even gets to the ropes so that he's got the time to go up and float and do a full extension. That's how good his jump is. Austin Gunn is my hero. He took a bump for the fucking hot tag that I loved. Moxley beat everybody up and then tagged Yuta, who did a crossbody off the fucking top. And then suddenly, everybody disappeared. Billy caught Moxley and Danielson with a double clothesline, and they take a double clothesline and just roll out and disappears. And now Billy's in there with Yuta, and they do some shit to showcase Yuta, and then everybody's still gone, and then Billy goes for the famouser, and Yuta foils it, and rolls him up for the 3 count, and the baby faces on the floor suddenly are live and grab the heels. They're now actually giving people matches solos. I've been noticing this more and more. Where a multiple person tag team match or 6-man tag, there's a bunch of people involved. Sometimes they'll take a bump and roll out on the floor and stay there for 2 minutes selling off the ring, out of everybody's sight. Sometimes they'll do an offensive move and do the same thing. We saw that the other night, remember? And then they disappear. So they leave the fucking ring to just 2 people, and there's no element. It's like a solo. On stage, there's no element of still a tag match or credibility that the partners would just suddenly disappear over nothing.
Remember.
And they're doing that now. But Billy put Wheeler Yuta over.
That's what it's all been about the last few weeks, is putting Wheeler Yuta over.
You
right?
gotta give them credit. When they decide to do something, they're gonna do it. Even when every lick of knowledge and common sense would tell you otherwise. Adam Page became world champion right after they signed Bryan Danielson, the best singles wrestler in the world, for 6 weeks there when they let him be. So when they make their decision, I used to get mad at Vince for changing his mind every goddamn day. So Tony's decided he's never going to change his at all. There's 15 guys on their roster that a push like this would help both sides, the talent and their business. This one is not going to make any bit of difference for the business. They're going to do same rating, same pay-per-view, same streaming, same everything. But it's doing wonders for Wheeler Yuta. But there's several people they could go to these links for, and it would help both. But meanwhile, Powerhouse Hobbs gets pumped out by everybody.
I don't understand that.
So then on this program, did you have any other further thoughts? I didn't mean to move ahead of you.
No, that's quite all right, but since you asked.
That's quite all right.
2 thoughts. Really, one, I think it's ridiculous. It's a 1-hour show, and you're trying to squeeze stuff in. Why did Danielson need an entrance, and then you and Regal, and then Mox?
Come on.
Yeah. Well, but look at what else they had on this show. The less we saw of it, the better.
My second thought was, watching Billy Gunn. I'm 42 years old. If whatever he's taking is fucking legal, I want to take it. What the fuck is he? I want to look like that. Can you imagine what my neighbors will think if I walk out looking like that? He's older than me. What the fuck? I want to do that.
He's older than you. What the fuck? Look how old. He's almost as old as me.
Fuck. I don't know if it's testosterone or what. I need that.
Well, regardless of that, it's genetics also and a lot of hard work because they ain't made chemicals that are that good for that long unless you've got something else to work with.
They also ain't made proteins that produce muscles like that I've ever fucking seen. Whatever it is, stop questions. I want to know.
Like Mama Cornette used to say, he's eaten plenty of his meat and potatoes.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Let's see. Oh, good God. Yeah. What do I want to do? I think I want